What we got here today is a pretty unusual fan indeed. This is a Philco window fan dating sometime back to the late 1930s. It is a 2-speed fan and it is reversible. Now Philco is more popular with their radios and TVs and other small appliances like this. They didn't really get much into fans really beside these here, these window circulators that they called them. There was 2 different versions. The earlier one was a little bit more Art Deco. There were some differences with it, with the front being a little bit more decorative. But it's pretty much just the exact same thing as what you see here. This one here is a little bit more of a plain version that they offered later on. This was likely the last version before they were chopped, and they strictly went back to kept on making radios and TVs and whatnot. So. Definitely very hard to find piece anymore these days, especially since it's all wood construction. The fan's missing a couple things. The original knob for the speed's gone. And there would have been a window mount sash kit that went around the fan to help it mount to the window. And that, of course, is gone as well. Those are very hard to find intact anymore, so if you do find one that's in good shape, you might as well go draw your numbers at the lottery, because you'll likely strike them too, having that kind of luck. I'll just say that. So, we'll go ahead and get this thing started. The fan is powered with an Emerson motor, rated at 1/20th horsepower at 1.7 amps. I believe it has a 1550 RPM rating. Shaded pole 2-speed. We'll go ahead and start it up. Right now we're in the intake position, and the fan has a set of louvers that basically just aim the air pretty much straight up toward the ceiling. They don't blow straight out like a normal window fan does. Hence, that's why they always call these window circulators. And we're going to take it to low. Low speed on this fan is very, very quiet and slow. Whether that be normal or not normal, I really don't know. I would say that is normal. Pretty much dead silent with the exception of the bearing noise that you hear on it. And it throws out a decent breeze. Not too overwhelming like the high speed is. High speed is actually fairly powerful, surprisingly. It'll definitely be a good runner to run on a cool night, just to bring some cool air in, but not turn your room into a winter wonderland if the fan were to be on high. We're only drawing 0.62 amps according to the kilowatt meter on low. Take it back to high. And on high we draw around 1.86 amps on high. The motor's rated at 1.7, which is a tad bit high, but it's still well within respectable range. And we'll go and stop it. And we'll show you the magic of how this thing works. Here's the back side. And you really can't see much. Just bear with me here. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in, and I'll go ahead and brighten up the screen a bit. So you can see the insides a little bit better. Yeah, the motor's mounted right in the center there. And there's the shutters that operate to reverse the airflow, and I'll show you how that works right now. Starting with the front one, you'll notice that you'll see light in the center once I open these shutters, since they move from the center off to the side, blocking the exhaust ports on the front. And the back one here gets a little stuck, so I have to operate from the back. And this basically blocks off the center because the center portion's for intake and the sides are for exhaust. So now you'll be able to see the squirrel cage blades right now in this position here. And we'll go ahead and start it back up on high. Back to low. Back to high. And we're going to watch it coast. And we're going to move it back to the intake position. Simple as that. And there's also a back shutter here that you can drop down. Which if the fan's not in use, you can shut that and completely close off the fan to the elements if it was raining or whatnot. There would have been a little leather tab that will stick up right there so you can easily pull it up, which of course broke off from time. Which no big deal. You can still operate it. According to the literature I found for the older variant of this, you can actually run this fan with that back shutter closed. It actually had a little bit different shutter setup where it actually hinged up from the back instead of slid down. They didn't have that slide down feature. And you can actually use the fan to recirculate air in a room, but you can't do it with this one. It basically just suffocate itself if you tried to do that with this one. So I guess they got rid of that feature when they came out with this style. But that's all I got for this fan here. So thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video on this Philco window fan from the late 30s. We'll be seeing you next time.